Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining in and watching the video again today. So, I wanted to discuss the confrontation or the conflict between that's going on right now between the United States and Venezuela, because it's something that I think has more really serious global implications than what many people might realize. I know some people don't even care, right? Because it's Venezuela, so I don't even think about it. But I think it's actually extremely, extremely important. And here's the reason why. So, Venezuela actually has the largest oil reserves in the entire world, okay? And the thing about Venezuela is that they can refine their own oil there in Venezuela. So the difference between, having access to oil and refining oil is huge, because the United States in and of itself has a ton of oil, right? But it all has to get refined elsewhere in other countries that have oil refineries. And we have a few of our own refineries, but the reason why gas prices are so expensive in the United States is because we rely on other countries to refine our oil, right? So you can't just take crude oil and put it in your gas tank, right? So you have to refine that oil, which turns it into gasoline, and that's where the real money is. And so, so you have OPEC, right, which is the oil producing something, whatever countries, I don't know what the E stands for, sorry, but so basically that's the really powerful thing about Venezuela, is that they can refine their own oil in Venezuela. And the other thing about Venezuela and their oil is that they control all the petroleum. The government controls it, so it's state-owned oil. And so that's one thing that the former president of Venezuela did, which was Hugo Chavez. He was a really, really important person to Venezuela in controlling that oil, because obviously, seeing everything that was going on in the Middle East, with Iraq and Iran and, the Gulf states in the Middle East, and how the United States is constantly occupying them to have access to their oil refining and processing capabilities. So anyways, that's what he did to make that better, and make sure that it stayed out of the United States control, because we take that away. You're not supposed to drive cars on the street, but there that guy was just about to run me over, because I guess he drives a Mercedes, and so he's more important than everybody else. But anyways, he saw that was going to be an issue, ahead of time. And so he privatized the oil situation. And so that really pissed off the United States, but obviously it was really good for Venezuela, the country. And Russia, they get a lot of their oil as well refined in Venezuela, and they work together a lot in trading, oil and petroleum and things like that back and forth. So Hugo Chavez, the reason why a lot of people considered him a dictator or a communist and things like that, is that he was, making public private a private enterprise, gas, because obviously gas is a huge private thing in the United States. And in Latin America, it's not like that. Even here in Mexico, the oil, most of it, 90% of it, is controlled by the actual government. And so, so a lot of the reason why the things that are going on right now with, the United States, bombing them or bombing boats and, killing people, and even, now that we got stationed a big ass cruise ship that carries the planes and stuff in the Caribbean, is to make sure that is just to show fear for the Venezuelan people And yeah, and I think that the reason why this is so important to talk about, let me sit down here. I'm just on my way to a friend's house, but the reason why I think it's so important that we talk about this and we really understand like the implications to it is because like it is a part of this global, war that we're going on, and like people are like, oh, I'm afraid World III is gonna start and all, the things that they're saying, but in my opinion, it's already started. The same thing with the Civil War. It's already started. Like, it's amongst us. It's like already happening. It's been happening for a while. So I think that it's really important because Venezuela, that like they've been building up their army for a while. Like they've been seeing this coming for decades almost, like at this point, which to me is like flabbergasting because like why does Trump think that they don't know this? Like why does he think that they're like uneducated to the point that they like wouldn't realize that something like this would happen? So they've been building up their armies, and so I guess my question would be like, okay, like if we're talking World War, right? Like we had the Axis and the Allied powers, and it was like some of Europe and the United States versus like the Axis powers, which is like, some like Japan and those places and stuff like that. And so I guess my question is like, since we are in World War III, right? Like, who is gonna be allied with us now? And I think that's the hugest political mistake that Donald Trump is making, is alienating himself from like potential allies that could help us in a potential world war, even though there shouldn't be any war, let alone a world war. But the way I see it is it's going to be China, Russia, Venezuela, and probably a lot of other South American countries versus just the United States, because nobody wants to deal with the United States. I don't think Europe even wants to deal with the United States right now. Like, and I don't blame them, because it's Donald Trump. Like, so if something really does go down like that, then yeah, we should get ready for something like that happening, because eventually it is going to happen. I don't know what exactly is going to happen. Like a war these days, I think it looks different than what we've read in our history books. Like the bombs, the planes, and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a lot more like discreet than that. But we should, just get ready for something, because something's big is about to go down. You guys just take my word for it. And you need to just be prepared, and whether that's, starting like a doomsday kit or, just making yourself happy however you can, because the way we see, like, the lives we know that we have right now is going to change. It's going to change, and it's going to change drastically. So spend time with your loved ones. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but spend time with your loved ones, and really just start brushing up on your history. I know some of my friends are working in a lot of mutual aid communities, just trying to create different paths of sustainability, because like I said, life as we know it is about to come to an end. So sorry I didn't post a video yesterday. I got drunk on Friday night. I didn't post anything yesterday, but I am gonna post a video on about Friday night, because I have some really good videos and pictures and stuff that I want to show you guys what like life is like in Playa del Carmen, and hopefully maybe try to convince some of you to leave the United States before everything really gets bad. I mean, not that it's not freaking terrible already, but before it's like bread lines and stuff like that, because I can kind of see that stuff coming in the future. Hola. And so yeah, just let me know if you have any questions. Obviously, I don't even like saying all this like and subscribe stuff, and it's not that you guys do it anyways. So maybe comment on the video. I'd rather even just see you comment, because it just helps like have a discussion back and forth. But I don't know. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. All right, gotta go. Peace.